Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome to the Gaming 4. Today in this Unturned update video, I'm going to be covering the changes that occurred in the update 3.15.5.0. So guys, as you can already see, there's a crap ton of items that were added. I decided to place these out beforehand so I wouldn't have to painstakingly place them all out. But some of the new items that have been added are square tables and round tables, one for each type of material that you can build with. There's also been created a beach set. So there's this beach chair here, a beach umbrella, and a cooler. And all of these items, of course, can be crafted, with normal crafting materials. There's also been the addition of a wardrobe, and these do have a decent amount of storage. I'm not quite sure how it compares to normal storage. I think it might be a little more once you start getting to these larger storages with the better materials. But yeah, so this is a new way to store things, and obviously, as you go through the different values of storage material that you craft them with, the storage itself gets a lot larger. So besides that, we have this one of many different torch. I forget what they're called. Oh yeah, they're called wall-mounted flares. So now that we have these wall-mounted flares, we should be able to have colorful lighting now. And these, of course, are craftable as well. And so, let's turn it nighttime and see what kind of colors we have. So let's see, if we got all of them on at once, it's not that great. But we can turn them off one by one, and we can have now different colors of light. And these are unlimited to my knowledge, so if you want to have a stylized house or something with different colors of light, you can even combine these. You can now do this. And so there's pretty much one for every type of color of flare. And of course, those are craftable as well. Alright, so besides those items, there has been the addition of a couple more bulletproof glass, weak glass, and one-way glass. Now, I assume you place these on the sides of houses. Alright, so you can place these on the insides of these windows. Now, as it looks like, there's no snap to it, so you don't have to place these in the exact center. But as you place these, it's pretty much just customizable windows. So this nice blue one over here, is the weak glass. This other one over there, the grayer one, is the bulletproof glass. And one of those, the last one I placed, was the one-way glass. So as you can see from this side, it's completely black. The other side, you can actually see through it. Not that well, but you can definitely see through it decently well. And of course, like you would expect, these can be broken. Not very easily, but Okay, guys, so obviously, the weak glass is going to be the weakest bulletproof glass. Whereas it says it's bulletproof, I'm pretty sure you can break it with bullets. It's just going to take a lot more. And the one-way glass is going to be comparable to the strength of this bulletproof glass. So definitely very good building materials. Obviously, they are craftable as well. So, just a lot more to do with house customization, which, is becoming a large thing with these updates as they go on. Actually, now that I've got a bow, and speaking of bows, Nelson also tweaked the bow range, and he tweaked it farther. And so before he actually did nerf it a bit, because he was considering these as sharpshooter weapons instead of actual snipers. But because he made aiming a little harder, with like scoping in and made that scope sway and everything, he actually increased the bow length so that you can actually shoot farther distances now because it's much harder to shoot in general. So the last main item I want to mention that was added, the last of the ones that were added, is the gas mask. Now this is wearable, as you can tell. Let us. Well, there's no real good way to see this. Let's see. I guess that's decent. So the gas mask is the newest item that you can wear, and pretty much what this is used for is radiation zones. So now in radiation zones, it used to be that you used to wear a full biohazard suit and you would be fine. Now you can either wear the biohazard suit or just a gas mask to protect you from the radiation. The biohazard hood works as well. So along with this gas mask, there's also a filter. So as you can see, the filter here has a percentage on it, and so does the gas mask. And as the gas mask runs out from being in the biohazard area, you can place another filter on once it's completely out. Now I'm trying to place it on right now, and it doesn't actually work. So he did say you have to wait till it's completely run out before you can put another one on. But this is pretty much just going to make the dead zone areas much more challenging, definitely way more dangerous to actually get items out of. And he also mentioned that in the newer updates for his maps that he's going to place the end game sort of goal area inside of dead zones, and that'll pretty much just make it more difficult to actually get there. All right, another pretty significant change to this update is that he sort of fixed the bug with modded objects. So pretty much now, when the game comes across a modded object that isn't fully capable to handle the scaling objects, he has made it so that they now show an error with that, but they pretty much ignore scaling. So I think this will make them usable again, at least, because before with this update, it made it so that you would pretty much not be able to use them at all. They'd just be crazy sizes, and it'd be pretty much a hit or miss whether you could use a modded object. So hopefully this will fix that now and make it easier for modders to continue making these custom items and objects for us to place. So as I mentioned before, obviously the scope sway and stuff has made marksmanship quite a lot harder, but now Nelson, I guess, has realized that it's a little too hard, so he did actually decrease the amount of scope sway there is. Now, also, the reason I'm right here at this cliff, I've been sort of slowly traveling there. Nelson has added a new animation effect for sliding down hills. Let's see if I can find a place steep enough where you can kind of see that. It's kind of hard to tell, and it's hard to find a place steep enough to do this on PEI. But you can see it here and there a little bit on the steeper slopes where the character sort of just goes down by himself and sort of has a similar effect to you sliding down a slide. So it's similar to that, except it'll only take place on super steep slopes like on the edge of this rock here. So just so you guys know, if you start experiencing that, that is why it is in place. So pretty much the rest of this update was just a bunch of minor tweaks and changes, some of which included the addition of 12 new curated objects, as well as the improvement of the profanity filter, which now works on notes as well as signs that you can place in game. A few more of the random changes that he added is that now footsteps are disabled inside an arena waiting area. Also, as you guys can see, the debug up here is also hidden when you disable the HUD, which is pretty much the user interface, all the stuff you can see. One of the more notable changes and fixes that he improved on is that now when placing the triangular checks, there were some errors with how they fit together and stuff. He's now fixed that so that now you will be able to put those together pretty easily now. Before you had to do some weird tactics to actually get those to fit together properly, and you had to sort of remove some things and place them in a certain order and stuff. So now hopefully that should be fixed, and there won't be any problems with that. Another thing that he changed is that now when connecting to a server and it's trying with multiple attempts, you can now press escape to quickly get out of that, so you don't have to wait through that entire process of I think 10 attempts or so. If you know it's just not going to attempt connect, you can just exit out of that and not have to wait through that entire process. The last change that I want to mention is really actually kind of important. It has to do with an option that you now have. The option is whether you want to have streamer mode on or not. So pretty much what this does is it allows people that are live streaming the game or just making videos of the game like I do to hide certain informations about themselves and about the servers that they're on. So one of the things that it does is it hides usernames if you wanted to. There's actually a let me pull up a memo that he sort of made about it. Here is the memo right here, and it pretty much says it's streamer mode. It also prevents people from joining you through Steam. So if you're on a server and you're friends with somebody, they can join you in the game. Streamer mode prevents this, so there's no way that they can track you. It also hides server info from the loading screen and the pause menu, so you can't tell what server they're on. And player icons from the player list, and so pretty much if you press M and there's other people on the server like this, it'll hide all of that as well. There's also some extra stuff you can do in streamernames.json. It's pretty much just a data file. You can open it with Notepad++, and if you find that inside the unturned folders, you can actually change data inside here, and you can replace certain names with viewer names or subscriber names or your own in-game name. So you can customize things like that, and it pretty much just makes overall recording of this game a little more streamer friendly, I guess. I know a lot of famous YouTubers, way more famous than I will probably ever be. They always have trouble when they're playing on servers because they get crashed by a lot of overly enthusiastic fans. This will never happen though in Unturned as long as you record it correctly. So anyway, guys, this is pretty much it for this Unturned update. There's not much more to cover. Obviously, there's a lot of changes, and hopefully, Nelson keeps changing the game in a positive way, and I think he has so far. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and subscribe if you want to see some more. I will see you all later.